you know how the first planet that was around Earth was Mercury, right? Now, we found Mars is closer to the sun than we are. It's all burnt to ash. It's all crisp, but we can't even survive out there because of how hot it gets and then how cold it gets. You know what I mean? Now, we have found that there are, like, not human monuments there, but, like, they found shit that says that there was life there. They found, like, broken homes under and shit like that underneath the planet, underneath the dirt. Yeah. Exactly. What I think is that each time that we had a major disaster, the evolution of our species, we jumped planet to planet. And each time the disaster happened, when we got to the next planet, something happened there where we lost all of the knowledge. Flood, the Ice Age. Well, I mean, well, that theory where that theory comes from is the fact that the theory comes from we're out there, not from here, meaning we're invaders to this own planet. Okay, have you ever seen the scientific documentary that explains how Earth started, the "we are out there" theory? Alright, so basically it starts out showing us Venus and Titan. You know how Titan's a moon of Venus, right? Or Saturn or Jupiter or whichever moon is whatever planet is behind us. And I think the planet that's behind us is the one with the rings, which would be it would be Saturn. Yeah. 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 Titan, if you look back, when you can see the other side of it, the side that's not usually facing us, you can see a ginormous crater all the way from our most powerful telescope on Earth. You know what I mean? And the size of it suggests that something maybe just a little bit smaller than what the moon was and the density hit it, broke up into bits, and made chunks of ice and water that go onto it and freeze when it came into space. Now, all those 30 million years ago, our planet was all lava. Titan was all ice and water like it is now. And the drones that have gone to Titan and come back have shown that there is living life in the water and stuff like that. There is life there. Exactly. Just like yeah. 30 million years ago, when we did that, and we found that there was life in the water. Now that we're finding it even on Mars, that means in lava there is life too, and we have found that. There is little organic life in there, just like there's water, which means what happens if those two organic organisms come into contact? It makes concrete, it makes stone, it makes obsidian, correct? The base layout before you get to the core of the planet is basically bedrock and then obsidian. You know what I mean? Exactly. And if obsidian and stone are made that way, that means our planet was made the same way, but it came into contact with meteors all those years ago that hit the Earth, which also made it where the moon was created coming off of it, because then over time it created dust, it created rock and more stone, which added up and built. from a previous meteor that hit, and then from all the water making, and then lava drying up, and everything from that. When that other asteroid hit, it broke off the moon. That's how the moon is in our atmosphere, floating around us, making the ocean, the tides, and all that. So, who's to say that maybe, just maybe, we're a miracle? Shouldn't technically exist because of where we're at in our solar system, if you think. Because if we try to go backwards, it's cold. If you try to go forward, it's hot. So that only leaves two theories. Either we were never supposed to be made, and we were never supposed to be made to be able to survive these climates that is going to be coming and happening to us, or we have been jumping planet to planet to planet. It's gotta be, because there's no explanation. All those years ago, that's the only explanation, is that when Titan was hit, the water from there came to our planet and made our planet dry up of lava as much of it as could. And then from being in the cold, it iced up, and then from the heat of the core inside the planet created oceans and water, and then it made and then growing of the meteors hitting and everything else made it grow. So that's how life all started. But now does not hang on though. But hang on a minute. Now maybe what happened is that the fact of Titan being hit, yeah, that happened. But maybe it didn't just hit Earth. Maybe all of those meteors hit all of the planets. But maybe the first planet that ever had life on it wasn't Earth, and it was Mercury. And then over time we just traveled to the other planets because the planet we were on couldn't survive. We couldn't survive on it. Alright. They say Halley's Comet started from here. My theory is that when that event happened, since Titan was created of water, a chunk of a meteor that hit that planet may have been a chunk of ice so big that it created Halley's Comet all of those years ago. Because they say Halley's Comet started in the Milky Way, continues on its path. Exactly. So maybe, since we see it every 75 years, maybe on that date when we see it, the first day that we see it, maybe that means that was the birth of Earth. That was the birth of life. That was the birth exactly. The moon was. They say the moon was created by a piece of another planet colliding with ours, getting stuck, rolling up, kind of when it hit, and created a big chunk of our planet, mixed with outside source, meteor. Now, if that's the case, which it most likely could be, That means everything involving Halley's Comet, start of life. All of the theories that we all have isn't separate theories. One big thought. Now you could get into the technical difficult, get into, oh, you gotta prove it and all this and that. Okay, know something? It's already proven. We already know that Earth, Moon, and Halley's Comet, technically, Moon and Halley's Comet have trace minerals that are the same almost. Except the Moon has trace minerals from here mixed in with it. The only thing we haven't done is tested those minerals with the minerals and water substances we got from Titan. That's all we haven't done. We do that. That could piece together everything. Now, I'm not saying there's no God, I'm not saying there isn't religion, I'm not saying there isn't any of that, because the universe, the galaxies, well, yeah, but here, do what I now here's the thing. There's one thing that all religion basically have in common. And basically, what it is this verse. I have many names. I go by many names. Either way you want to say it, in there, in every religion, in every Bible, in every form of religion there is. It's there. That verse. That means our supposed creator, our God, everyone suppose, or God, what are the other ones? Yeah, Allah, Isis, Zeus, Poseidon. That means that means though, all of those gods aren't separate gods, they're one being. They're one person that just goes by 100 different names every century. Yes, are we made of and yes, are we made of here. Alright, you know Moses, right? The guy that created the ark, or his who. Well, supposedly he had a lot of children, and those children went to have children, so on and so forth. Not knowing that they were related, which kept the bloodline of him intact. Supposedly, that's what our government is saying. Now, supposedly, my dad's sister, this is on his mother's side, which I am technically a part of, she has 9% of Moses' DNA. The lost DNA. But now if it's lost DNA, how do we have it and how do we know she has it? And they also say it's supposedly the highest recorded record of it. But if it's lost, how is it that we know that? You know what I mean? Now, everyone says there were disciples of God, people that could hear him, people